next award will be presented by ATOMIZED.
Another busy week in Atlanta, which actually started off in Miami early in the week. Meeting with Miami Ad School, talking about content strategies, learning a little bit from them, teaching them a little bit of what I know, and basically combining efforts on the type of content that we need to put out for that school. The middle of the week was filled with fairly normal and boring stuff, lots of phone calls, demos, getting clients through the process of buying our software. But we also visited some agencies. One of the agencies we met with is a fairly new agency called Hearts and Science. I have a few friends over there that were kind enough to give me some time and talk about some things that our software doesn't do yet. So we've been running up against some questions about media planning and buying, things that our software could actually be able to help solve for some companies. So learning from them about some of their problems that they're dealing with on a daily basis, and then taking those pain points and turning them into features in our software is really what it's all about. So teaching sometimes, learning other things, then creating on top of that, and then just repeating that process over and over again. That's how you create new things in general, and certainly true for marketing software. That was my fault. I missed a train. Now we gotta wait 15 minutes to get the next one.
It's the escalator's fault. That wasn't broken. You'd have made it.
Toward the end of the week, we actually were a sponsor at an award show here in Atlanta for advertising called the Addies.
10 minutes. We're gonna give you like 10 minutes.
We had a little patio where we set up our stuff.
We're celebrating with mac and cheese and sort of Chick-fil-A nuggets. Chicken. They taste like chicken.
We had a couple of screens with some screenshots and information about our product. As people waited in line for the bar, they were able to learn a little bit more. Saw a lot of friends and familiar faces in the industry, which was fantastic.
How are you, man? Good.
Got to present an award. One thing I noticed though is that I sat there and looked out over the audience that the award show format really hasn't changed in a long time for marketing. I think it's important that there are awards to celebrate creativity. It helps agencies and brands showcase their work and attract new talent, but I think it needs to be reinvented a little bit. I actually sat with a couple of people who work on the committee to put it together and volunteered my time. I really hope it evolves. And when I went up on stage to present the award, you're given this 30-second period that you, as a sponsor, you get to sling your product. But instead of spending that 30 seconds about ATOMIZED and about what we do as a company, I really felt more compelled to talk about the state of the industry and give a really quick 30-second overview of how important I think the changes that are happening are. I have a huge passion for this space and the fact that integrated marketing and what's going on across platform is going through a huge shift right now. And I'm a huge fan of Atlanta, I'm the marketing scene here, and the shift that's happening right now in cross-platform, integrated, omni-channel marketing is as big as radio was to television, and I will stick by that every day, every hour of the week. I just know there's going to be a big shakeup in this part of the industry. There's so much happening right now, and I feel like a lot of these old processes for what made marketing a really great industry to be in at the beginning need to be shaken up a little bit. But we're in a good place to do that. I think there's a huge opportunity here, not only for students or people just getting into the industry, but also the larger agencies. Having the talent already in the agencies, but the outlook to see what's changing and how it's shifting is such a huge, important piece. And we're in this really interesting time right now where there are really a lot of factors that are going to contribute to the success of many people's content strategy. Always be iterating, planning, creating, sharing, teaching. And another thing is just getting out there, sharing your views with people, listening to other people's views, going to these types of events and interacting with people online and comments, whatever it is. Being a part of that community is such an important part of growing as a creative person.
No.
Excuse me, sir, can I have a ride? This guy presented Best in Show tonight, did a fantastic job.
Reached the halfway point of the show tonight. Thank you guys for staying with us. No, this is the final award of the evening. So literally, I'm the only thing standing between you and a possible DUI.
Fantastic night at the Atlanta Addies. Really looking at the future of marketing.
You're gonna have to do it again with your seatbelt.
Justin Archer, CMO of Moxie. We're gonna head home, start again tomorrow.